At 09:23 hours on June 14, 2025, the USS Princeton was conducting another routine freedom of navigation patrol in the South China Sea when her spy radar painted something that would nearly start World War III. A Chinese-type O-52D destroyer that had been loitering at 200 kilometers just as she suddenly accelerated from 18 to 30 knots in under 90 seconds. Unknown to the Americans, the Jiancheng's captain had just received orders from Beijing: intercept the Americans and make them blink first. But Beijing was about to learn why challenging the U.S. Navy in open water remains a spectacularly stupid idea. The Nimitz Carrier Strike Group, you see here, had been doing what American sailors have done best for 75 years, keeping the world's most important sea lanes open so Chinese factories could sell their cheap electronics to Best Buy. They were 180 nautical miles from the nearest Chinese territory, in international waters, where $3.4 trillion in annual trade flows like clockwork. The strike group's mission was textbook freedom of navigation, predictable course, transparent intentions, and the kind of professional conduct that separates real navies from floating militia. At 09:26, the target classification was complete. The radar operators had positively identified a Type O-52D destroyer of the Chinese Navy with a threat assessment of moderate to high. Inside the Princeton's Combat Information Center, the tactical action officer watched the Chinese destroyer's vector with the calm that comes from having 122 vertical launch cells loaded with enough firepower to turn any Chinese ship into fish food. The spy radar, the world's most advanced naval sensor, painted a picture so clear you could point out every detail of the enemy ship. At the Chinese destroyer's current speed, he'd reach weapons engagement range in exactly 17 minutes. The map was simple but terrifying for the Chinese. Her YJ-18 anti-ship missiles could cover the remaining distance in under 4 minutes once launched, but the Princeton's SM-6s in surface mode could reach about 240 nautical miles and swat them like flies. At 09:29, the captain wanted to know the probable intent of the Chinese ship. The answer was obvious. At current speed and heading, she'd be within weapons release range in 14 minutes. The recommendation was to go to general quarters, but the captain's response was pure American confidence. Let's see how badly they want to embarrass themselves first. That's even if they could get there safely. The South China Sea was packed with merchant traffic, 46 commercial vessels within 50 miles, all depending on the U.S. Navy's presence to guarantee safe passage. A Singapore-flagged container ship loaded with semiconductors, a South